Hiya folks, I'm Grim and welcome to Grim Grooves. Today we'll be checking out Canto V Boss Battle 1 and 2 from Limbus Company. I've been meaning to check these out. I know a number of you guys have requested them, but I've just been sleeping on Canto V for some reason. I loved Canto 6 that I just listened to recently, and I loved what I heard from Canto 7. I think I've heard a couple from Canto 4 as well. I know I've done some intervalos, but anyways, there's a lot that I've checked out, but there's still a lot more for me to do, and I can't wait to check this out. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe so you can see all the new Limbus Company stuff that I've got coming in the future, because there's so much more I still need to check out. There's also plenty more from Library of Runa I still need to check out as well. I also want to play the games. But anyways, without further ado, let's check out Canto V Boss 1 Battle Theme from Limbus Company. Damn. Oh, let's go. Oh, what? Already so many interesting melodies and so many different interesting elements. Like this is it definitely feels very like cyber, like futuristic. Like it's the type of thing you could hear on like a Tron soundtrack or something like that. Would fit like perfectly. Just like a high action sequence in a Tron movie or something like that. And there I see like pirate ships in the distance, so I'm curious what that pertains to, like cyber pirates from space. I don't know, but it's really interesting so far. Yeah. Every percussion. Ooh, where are we going now? Like Latin choir coming out of nowhere? I mean, the first part of this song, the first minute here, has been so fast-paced and frantic. I don't know that I've heard a Limbus Company song that's this frantic, like just high energy and crazy, like little elements of just kind of distorted synth melodies just coming in every direction. Like it's just coming from everywhere, and so many fantastic melodies, so many different layers, like the heavy kind of crunchy synth bassy kind of section we got there, the crazy drums, like incredibly intense percussion coming into this song, and it's just so far it's really interesting. Now we're getting like Latin choir. I have no idea where we're going. There's the ticking again. Damn, that was a fantastic build into this. Like the I think it's a synthesized guitar melody, or maybe it's a guitar with kind of a modification to it to sound more crunchy. But it definitely feels like there's a fantastic, like you can tell there's certain moments there's a fantastic guitar melody that comes in, and then there's the synth on top of everything else. Of course, there's like multiple different synth melodies, and they're all really cool. There's like one that's like almost like laser beams, like bip 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 bip, bip. Like it's hard to describe specific synth melodies because they're so like diverse and interesting, and like other than saying like they're crunchy, like there's some that are definitely crunchy here, but it's interesting. Nice. So frantic. Yeah, that was a nice little drop off and then build back up. Like, it's just so frantic. It's so crazy. There's so many different melodies going on here and so many different elements, but it's just all so high energy, so frantic. Like, again, all I can think of is like just fast paced, like light cycle races in Tron or something like that. Like, just super fast paced, super high energy, like super crazy. Like, it's just all over the place. I have no idea where we're going from here. Oh, nice. And then back to like the ticking as kind of builds up again. Like, that was so insane. I don't think I've ever heard a song like that. I mean, the like technical, futuristic, like almost industrial feel to this thing was crazy, and just how it kept building, how it kept getting more intense. Like, again, some future like cybernetic city kind of vibes or something like that. And then you get this crazy like ethereal choir coming in. I don't think it was Latin that they sang. I don't think that they actually sang any lyrics. I think it was just vocalizations, but it worked really well to bring this kind of, again, sense of ethereal, like angelic nature to this otherwise crazy, frantic, energetic song. It was just really interesting they mixed that in there. It just added even more of an intensity and a kind of like mysteriousness to the song as well, on top of everything else. Like, again, I'm really curious to see what this actually is, like where it plays and what it's for, because it's just so drastically different from everything else I've heard from Limbus Company. Like, it's rare to hear just a straight like electronic synth song, and this had so many different elements to it, so many different layers, that it was incredible. And I can't wait to see what Boss 2 is. So let's see. Alright, Canto V, Boss 2 battle theme. Let's get into it. See, this feels more like a typical Limbus Company song. We've got the violin, we've got the horns coming in, different melodies. It just feels a little more classic, but I'm sure we'll go in some crazy places. Drums picking up. Horns. Nice. This feels like a Soulsborne song. Like, it would fit really well in like Dark Souls 2 or Dark Souls 3 or something like that, as just like a boss theme. Like, it's got the crazy choir. Again, not necessarily singing in Latin, but it's still like a choir singing intensely, which is very, very like Souls-like feeling. The fantastic violin going in there. We had some fantastic horn melodies going on too. Like, so far, it very much feels like a Soulsborne song. Now I feel like they might actually be singing in Latin. It feels like they're actually saying words and not just making sounds. But this violin melody we've got going on now, it's really fantastic, and it's a really interesting build too from everything else we've heard. Damn. What a crazy melody. Bum, ba, bum, ba, bum, ba, ba, bum, bum. Like, it kept shifting up every single time almost it did the phrase. And it's really interesting so far. It's interesting that this is almost equally as intense as the last one, even though the last one was significantly more frantic. Like, this one's a lot more slow, a lot more like foreboding. It's building an atmosphere with the song as well as like the energy of the song itself. Like, there's definitely a haunting element to this, like a dread, like something crazy is going on, or you're fighting something insane and disgusting, and like something that terrifies you, but you don't have a choice. Like, just again, very Soulsborne, like some kind of eldritch horror of some sort that you're fighting against, it feels like. The drum signature changed. It's interesting. These fantastic choir vocals along with like the drums being so heavy and so pronounced, it's just a really cool kind of combination. And then there's also like an organ melody in the back, I think, too. Just absolutely fantastic structure of the song. And the violin comes back. I say that this melody here is probably the most frantic element of this, like the ba 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 ba, like, because it's a lot higher energy, a lot faster pace than a lot of the rest of the song, and it adds this kind of intensity to it on top of everything else. Like, it's already an intense song, but this just makes all that much more intense. Oop. And then it would loop. That was crazy. I mean, Limbus Company songs are just always so impressive and so crazy. And these ones were unlike any others that I've heard so far. Like, it's just really, really impressive and really crazy. Like, again, this definitely felt like a Soulsborne song to me. Like, it would fit perfectly in a Souls game. And I've heard quite a few Limbus Company songs at this point, and this is definitely the most like a Souls game something boss that I've heard. I mean, some have had like those kind of vocals, like choir-like vocals, but just the structure of this and the instruments that they chose to use are very similar to what you would hear in a Soulsborne game. But this also had some fantastic melodies that were a little bit more lighter, a little bit more varied, because like typically, well, I mean, Soulsborne games music is fantastic, but this was distinct in its own way. It just had some elements that were kind of similar, like, but it was still really cool to hear. And again, comparing this to Boss Battle 1, they are completely different songs. Like, sometimes there's a theme going on through the canto, and it's like you can kind of feel like, okay, these have a similar motif or something like that. But this is not the case. I mean, this is incredibly different from the first song we heard there, but they're both really distinct and really interesting all the same. Like, it was really cool to check them out. I'm glad I decided to do it. I'm sure that there's more from Canto 5 for me to check out too, to see what, maybe if there's Boss Battle 3 and 4, whatever, I'm not sure. But you guys can let me know down in the comments if you'd like. But thanks again for hanging out, watching my reaction. These were fun. Like, I mean, I always love checking out Limbus Company stuff because it's always so varied and so interesting. But anyways, until next time, Later days, folks.